What's up everyone and welcome to the club. In today's video we're creating a sketch illustration of Mangle from Five Nights at Freddy's. For today's lesson we're going to begin with this 0.7mm mechanical pencil with a 2B graphite stick. Let's begin by adding some guidelines to help with the symmetry and balance of our drawing. We'll start by sketching a line coming down the center. So I'll start at the very top. I'm just going to lightly work my way down towards the bottom. Now let's go back to the center along the top, draw another line going across from left to right. Now we're going to use these two lines to help us create a circle in the center of our page. So from that center point, let's move up towards the top. I'm going to mark off the top of our circle. Now I want to measure that same distance from the center down towards the bottom and do the same thing. Let's repeat that across this horizontal line. So measuring the distance from the center over toward the left and doing the same thing on the right. Now to create our circle, all we need to do is connect the center point of each mark with a curve. Let's start with the top left. I'm just going to rough this in. The circle doesn't have to be perfect. We're just going to get the right size and placement along the top center of our page. And just go back and just smooth this out. Now from here we're going to start blocking the basic shape of the head. Let's use the center line as the cheeks. So we're going to go all the way out, bend this down, and then in towards the bottom of our circle. Let's take that same distance over towards the right, coming down and then in. Now I want to tilt the head forward. So let's start along the bottom with the top edge of the muzzle. We'll start on the left. We're going to bend this up and then back down, almost like a half circle. And then again, we're just going to bump this down a little bit lower and then back up. Let's go up towards the top. Let's add a small oval for the nose. Now we're going to go back in and start blocking out the eyes. Let's leave a gap in the center. We're going to start over on the left side of the muzzle. We're going to draw a large oval. We're going to go up towards the top. Just going to round this out. Come down the side. I'm just going to bend that back in towards the muzzle. And do the same thing on the right. Going up towards the top, coming down the side, and then back in. Along the bottom, I'm just going to draw a circle for the eyeballs. And then in the center, draw another circle on the left side for the iris. Smaller circle in the center for the pupil. Now over on the right side, draw a small circle. Let's add the cheeks just underneath the eyes, going against the edge of the muzzle. And then along the top of the head, we're just going to block out the ears. Let's start with the angle first. We'll start on the left side, draw a straight angle line going up and then out. Let's line this up over on the right and do the same thing. Along the edge of the head, I'm just going to draw a straight line from the bottom edge of the ears. Now let's curve the ears. Let's start at the bottom, going out and then up towards the top. Let's mirror this over on the right side. Now curve the top of the ear, coming down and then in. Now from here we're going to block in the lower jaw. Let's start underneath the cheeks. Start with an angled line coming down and then out toward the side. Come down and then in. Let's go back down and then out towards the bottom of the jaw. Now we're going to close out the bottom with a curve, coming down and then up. From these two corners, angle this down and in towards the chin, draw another curve. Now I want to draw that second set of teeth along the inside. Let's start halfway along the edge of the mouth, going across with a curve, angle this up and in underneath the muzzle. Now that we have the basic shape of the head, I want to go back and just clean this up by lightly erasing some of these guidelines. Now that we have our clean, rough sketch, we're going to go in and start modifying the shape and adding some more detail. Now let's start with the nose. I'm going to stay with my 0.7mm pencil. Just going to add some shape going across. Just going to flatten off the ends, coming in. I'm just going to refine the shape of the muzzle. Just going to work our way down towards the bottom. Now just darkening this up a little bit more. Just layer in some more detail. We're going to start with that upper lip going across the middle. And just extend that down towards the bottom. Now from here, it's going to work our way around the eyes. Now we can go back and just add a little bit more expression to our character. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the brow coming in, just on top of the eyes, and then just folding up the brow. to make it look a little bit more angry. I'm just going to layer the cheeks on top of the eyes. Add a trim above the eyes. Now on the right side, we're just going to lightly shade in the inside of the eyeball, going around the pupil. We're also going to darken up the top of the eyes, going around the eyeballs. And this doesn't have to be perfect. We're just going to come back and clean it up later. Adding some more shape to the head. I'm just going to dip the forehead, coming down in the middle, up along the side. And I'm just going to layer in some wires, coming down the side, go back in, just add some thickness. Just trace the ears along the inside, just roughly going all the way around. And now we're going to move down and add the top layer of teeth, starting in the middle and just working our way out. Let's add that lower lip going across. I'm just going to add the lower row of teeth, add those two fangs on the inside, and then working our way out. Add a couple in behind. And I'll add those inside row of teeth, just flattening off the tips. I'm just going to add some simple bars coming out for the neck, going out towards the circle and just working our way back in. Now I'm going to switch to my 0.9mm pencil and start darkening up our contrast. Start by tracing out the contours and then just adding some shading from the nose and working our way up. And from here, just going to work our way around. Also add a few cracks along the way. Just gonna add a little bit of shading to the iris, a little bit of texture. And just add those lashes on top. Now to help speed up our drawing, I'm going to move to a 2mm pencil and just fill in the inside of the eyes. Use that same pencil to add some shading. I'm just going to move back up to the top and just layer that wire on top of the ear. And we'll just lightly shade that in. And we go back and just fill the inside of the mouth going around the teeth. I'm also going to add a light shade to the tongue. And then just adding a shadow to the front of the jaw, going up towards the lip. And then the light's going to catch the top edge of the mouth. So I'm just going to darken up the back just to cast a shadow and then fade that up. Just add a little bit of rough detail to the neck. I'm just going to place a little bit of reflection along the bottom, starting with the cheeks. Now as we begin to wrap up our drawing, I'm just going to tighten up our shadows and add a little bit more detail, and always be sure to sign my artwork, and that's pretty much it. There's a sketch illustration of Mangle from Five Nights at Freddy's. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you did, please make sure you subscribe because I'm posting new lessons every single week. And if you want to check out our other channels, I'll leave the links in the description below. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.